You're listening to the Reaching Japan podcast. My name is James Miyashita. So glad that you're here today. In this podcast, we cover updates and news about what's currently happening in our lives and ministry. You can find us on the web at reachingjapan.com, facebook.com/reachingjapan, and twitter.com/reachingjapan. Now, if you haven't already, please leave us a review for this podcast so others can find it as well and join us on the journey of reaching Japan with the gospel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's what we're going to be talking about. So we are about 4 days away from our departure. We're actually right now just finishing up getting stuff moved out of our apartment and going to be loading our bags. They're packed, loading our bags into the vehicle. So, Lord willing, Tuesday morning, this coming Tuesday, August 31st, we're going to be flying out from Atlanta, and we have a 14-hour flight all the way to Japan. So, we're going to be getting our COVID tests Sunday afternoon because they have to be within 3 days. And then once we get there, they're going to actually test us again, and then we're going to go into a 2-week quarantine there in Japan. So we've got a lot ahead of us, but thankfully things are starting to get wrapped up. Now, our younger son right now, Amos, he actually came down with pneumonia in one of his lungs. So he's been struggling a little bit. Rosie took him to the doctor yesterday, and he was just really pathetic. But thankfully, Rosie's parents are close by here, and so they've been able to help us with looking after the boys while we've been packing up and getting ready for the move. So all in all, it's been working out. He's on antibiotics now, been resting, and today he's doing much better. So I just wanted to let you know that we are just 4 days out from our departure, and we are super excited, super nervous, a lot in the works, and a lot has been in progress for this. So thank you so much for praying for us. It's been a very fast 5-month furlough. And once we go back to Nagoya, the Aichi prefecture, the state that Nagoya is in, they're going into a state of emergency as of today, on the 27th, I believe. And so the news and the media, and it's all been COVID all over again, and it's basically talking about how it's a 5th wave of COVID now in Japan, and so it's been a little frustrating to see that, but we are seeking the opportunity in the obstacles, and we know that our launch strategy might change just a little bit, but we are super excited that we can still get in, because right now Japan, like many of the other Asian countries, is not accepting new visa applications, but we can get in, so we are very excited to be able to go back. So please be praying for us. We're going to be dealing with some jet lag. We're going to be dealing with the kids in jet lag. And so we have a long flight and then a long drive. Once we get to Tokyo from Atlanta, we fly straight to Tokyo. And then as long as everything checks out, we'll be driving from Tokyo to Nagoya, which it's about a 5-hour drive. So a little bit of travel, but once we get to Nagoya, we've got a place lined up, an apartment that we're going to be renting for about 6 weeks while we get adjusted and find a place to live and a building to use for a church. So we really do appreciate you praying for us, and pray that the Lord would give us favor on this trip and these weeks ahead as we start to lay some groundwork to start a church. So thank you so much for praying for us, and we will keep you posted. So that's a little bit of what's been going on here. Now, if you have any questions or comments about what we talked about today, I'd love to hear from you. I will do my best to answer those questions on this podcast. You can always reach me via email. My email address is james@reachingjapan.com. That's james@reachingjapan.com. We are honored to serve under the direction of Vision Baptist Church and Vision Baptist Missions in Alpharetta, Georgia. If you're looking for a way to take your next step in ministry or missions, please reach out to me. Thanks for tuning in today. We will see you next time.